What is up, guys? This is another video talking about how to break a specific time in a 5K. Today we're going to be talking about how to break 25 minutes in a 5K. I've had a ton of you reach out to me wanting this specific video, so I'm super pumped to share this with you. I'm going to be going over the exact paces, the exact workouts, the exact strategies that you need to do to help get you to break that 25-minute barrier in a 5K. I'm going to have workouts in miles, I'm going to have workouts in kilometers, and we're going to have a great time. I've also put a ton of time into creating something special for you guys to help you reach that sub 25 5K. So be sure to stick all the way through this video and it's going to be available to you immediately. So here we go. 24:59 for a 5K. So that is equivalent to running 8:02 per mile or 4:59 per kilometer. So if you were to run perfectly even splits all the way down the board throughout the whole race, each kilometer you'd be going through it just under 5 minutes. Or if you're going off of miles, you'd be going through each mile in about 8:02. So, target paces. Now, in some of my other videos, I give more of a specific range for this easy pace. In this video, I want to make sure that it's more simple and more realistic for all of you that are watching it who may be wanting to break 25 minutes in a 5K. So your easy pace, to keep it simple, needs to be conversation pace. Now, in my other videos, I've said the same thing, but this time, this is really what you need to focus on. Now, to some of you, that easy pace may be 9 minutes per mile. To some of you, that may be 12 minutes per mile. It just kind of depends on you. It's very subjective. And so to keep it simple, remember your easy pace needs to be conversation paced. Now, tempo pace. Your tempo pace is equivalent to or commonly known as your lactic threshold pace. Your lactic threshold is the ability of your body to clear lactic from the bloodstream. And when you hit that threshold, that is your lactic threshold. Or when you can't clear any more out of your bloodstream, that's that lactic threshold. I make another video about that right up here where I talk about what exactly is lactic threshold. So your goal tempo pace or lactic threshold pace is ideally between 5:15 to 5:20 per kilometer, or in terms of mileage, that's about 8:30 per mile. We're going to talk a little bit more later about where to put this tempo pace into your weekly workouts. So intervals. Now intervals are a little bit faster than tempo pace. Intervals are segments of hard running with rest in between, hence intervals. So ideally in your intervals you want to have between 1 to 3 minutes of rest. For me personally, I like active recovery, meaning when I do one interval, I'll have 1 to 3 minutes of like light jogging around or moving. I don't like to stand still after my intervals. Now, some coaches may say you have to keep moving. Other coaches may say, no, you can just kind of stand around. For me, I like to move around. That's up to you, what you want to do. So your goal pace for intervals needs to be around 4:45 to 4:55 per kilometer, or in terms of mileage, that's 7:45 to 7:55 per mile. Now remember your goal pace to run a 24:59 is 8:02 per mile. Now, so these intervals are a little bit faster than that 8:02 or 4:59 per kilometer. The reason being is you can do intervals faster because you have more of a break in between. It's not a continuous race or a continuous run like a 5K would be where you have no break. So you can push yourself to run a little bit faster than that goal pace. Plus, it'll give you a little bit more wiggle room on race day if you've been training at a pace faster than what your race pace actually is. Now, I'm not saying you need to go way faster than that. I've had some people come at me for that before. What I'm saying is you want to train a little bit faster than that race pace, like I said, because you have that rest in between those intervals. So if you're running 400s, ideally you want to hit about 155 to 159 per 400 meters. Or if you're running 800s, you want to hit about 355 to 359 per 800 meters. Now let's talk about workouts. So when I structure my training plans for myself or my athletes, I like to break up speed work into two different categories. Category A, which is all about being fast, and category B, which is all about being strong. Now category A are things like fast intervals, and category B are things like lactic threshold runs or tempo runs. So for example, here's a few different workouts that you can try to add into your weekly training. So one workout, for example, is 5 by 1K, hitting about 4:55 to 4:59 per rep with about 2 minutes rest in between. Remember, your target pace is 8:02 per mile or 4:59 per mile. So this is right at that barrier, or right at that threshold, maybe a little bit faster. Another workout, which is one of my favorites, is 6 by 800 meters. Like I said in the previous slide, you want to hit 355 to 359. I recommend having about 90 seconds of rest. You could go up to even maybe 2.5 minutes of rest. Ideally, with intervals, the less rest you have, the better off you're going to be, because you're simulating race mode. You don't have as big of a chance of having your heart rate come down and then you have to pick it back up in the next interval. And another workout that I love to do is 8 by 400 meters. Again, about 155 per 400 meters with about 90 seconds rest. I have some other workouts that I love to do for 5K training. I created a video talking about one of my favorites. You can find it right up here. Now, category B is all about strength workouts, meaning it's all about lactic threshold or tempo pace work. Now, strength workouts aren't as fast as what interval workouts or category A workouts are, but they're focused on increasing that capacity of the body to be able to run at a fast pace. So, for example, one workout could be a 20-minute tempo. So you may do something like a 1 mile warm-up or a 2 or 3 kilometer warm-up, and then hop into 20 minutes at tempo pace. Remember, we said that tempo pace is about 5:15 to 5:20 per kilometer, or about 8:30 miles. Another workout you can do is 2 by 3K at that tempo pace with about 3 minutes jog in between those 3Ks. So let's talk about weekly layouts. So to break 25, I strongly recommend running 4 to 5 days a week. You could run more than that. You may even be able to run less than that and still get by, but I recommend 4 to 5. That's kind of the sweet spot for a sub 25. Now, I'm not saying you can't PR if you don't run 4 to 5 days a week, but from my experience, 4 to 5 is kind of the sweet spot for the 5K distance, especially for people trying to break 25 minutes in a 5K. So if you were to break the week up, this is kind of what it would look like. So on the weekend, you'd have a long run. You want to build up to a long run with a distance of about 7 to 8 miles. You want to have a couple easy days in there, generally about 30-ish minutes of running, give or take. Remember, your easy days are all about conversation pace. And then you'll have 1 to 2 workouts, meaning you'll have one from category A and hopefully one from category B. So you have your fast intervals and then your strength workouts. And one of my secret weapons is adding striders to the ends of your runs at least three times a week. So I made another video talking about what a strider is right up here. So a strider is not a sprint. It's not all out. It's not running as hard as you can. A strider is usually 100 to 200 meters of hard running, focusing on form, focusing on feeling fast, and focusing on leg turnover. Like I said, it's not a sprint. You're not running these as hard as you possibly can. It's all about focusing on those 3 things. So let's hop on over to Training Peaks. So Training Peaks is an online training tool that acts as a space to record your runs, as well as provide access to different training plans like the one you see here. So this is a training plan I created focusing on specifically how to break 25 minutes in a 5K. So as you can see, each week has 5 days of running. The weekends are the long run, and there's 2 workouts each week. There's also striders 2 to 3 times a week. And this particular training plan is 12 weeks long, with the end of that 12th week being a potential race or a time trial to get you to that sub 25. And the best part about this training plan is it's online and it's available to you guys. I have it on trainingpeaks.com. If you go to trainingpeaks.com/coaches/JasonT, I'll put the link down below. It will pull up a list of other training plans I've created, but this is the training plan we just went over, and it is available immediately to you guys. And because you stuck the whole way through this video, I want to give you a chance to get this training plan at a discounted price. So if you use the code YouTube21, you will get 60% off this training plan, and it will be available immediately. Again, that's the code YouTube21. I'll put that down in the description below, so be sure to check that out. If you guys are serious about breaking 25 minutes in a 5K, you will want this training plan. The best part about this training plan is it is clear and simple and not full of fluff like a lot of other training plans are. So if you guys are serious about breaking 25 minutes in a 5K, buy this plan, use the code YouTube21 and save money today. So be sure to hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, head down to the description below, find this training plan, buy it, and run that sub 25.